Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to plant Killarney raspberry bushes. As you can tell from my other videos on my channel, I'm pretty crazy about raspberry bushes. So this time I've ordered 50. But I'm not keeping them all for myself. I'm going to share a few with my neighbors and I'm going to get some planted here right away. So the box just arrived and these are the bare root kind, and that just means exactly that. There's no soil, it's just root. So they are pulled out of the ground and then washed off and then packaged up and shipped. So I put this damp cloth in with them because some of them were starting to show a little bit of signs of drying up, and looking pretty good there now. So what I've done is I've taken a few of those out and I put them in this bucket of water, and I'm going to let them soak in there for a couple of hours, and that will get those roots nice and moist. And then I'll be planting in the ground. Now the ground, you don't need anything special, just normal loam with compost, some healthy material. Obviously you don't want to plant it in rocks or clay, but this is definitely going to be a great addition to my garden. So here's basically everything that you're going to need to plant the raspberry bushes. Find a location, and I've marked off my spots along this fence. And I have a shovel, of course. I got some nice compost here, and my watering can. They're going to be need to be watered immediately after planting them. Here are the raspberry bushes, which are featured in my other videos. They are about 3 years old now. When you plant these, don't expect any berries off of them the first year, and maybe not even the second year, but the third year you should definitely see something very similar to this. You can plant them in pots and plant those in the ground, or you can just leave them alone in big pots. I wouldn't recommend that size right there. I'd recommend much larger pots. If doing that, pots have a tendency to dry out quite easily, and if they're black they heat up, and that may cause root damage. So if you do decide to go the pot route, it's a good idea to plant the pot in the ground so that stays cool with the temperature of the earth. So like these raspberries here, they prefer sunshine, so if you can get them on a south-facing wall, you could do that. So my first step is just going to be to break up the soil and create a hole to put the roots into. So next I'm going to distribute some of my compost. I'm going to put some into the hole and then some into the dirt that's going to be going into the hole. And before planting the bare root, I'm going to mix up the soil a little bit so that the compost isn't too strong. So next we're going to plant each of the raspberry bushes. So they've been soaking in the water for a couple of hours, and basically just plant them in. You can trim up some of these roots. I prefer not to, since they were already recently cut when they were harvested. So I'm just going to place them in the mixed soil and then cover them up. So you want to press firmly from above, and I also like having a little divot around the base of the plant, and when I water it, then the water will be able to settle in that area and then just be absorbed straight down into the soil onto the roots. When planting, you don't want to go above the area where the last root is, otherwise you're going to end up causing some rot. So about right here you can see where it was planted prior, and that's as far as the soil should go right there. All right, that was so much fun. Let's do it again. Alright guys, want to give you a quick update on these raspberries and let you know how they're progressing this first season they've been in the ground. So normally you do not get raspberries the first season because the canes need to grow, and then the following year the raspberries will grow on those canes. But these are doing so well this year. I'm getting a ton of awesome, huge, great eating berries. So just another close-up of how great those berries look. Just on this one plant alone, I got 6. And just next one here, I've got a bunch. And then it just keeps going and going. So very happy with the progress I'm getting on these raspberries so far. Can't wait to see what they're going to bring next year.